development block project involving Coca-Cola for African County. We have the county economic advisory here, and how that's going to come up, and introduce the representative of Coca-Cola.
Good morning, everyone. What we've got before us is a proposed project by Coca-Cola Bottling Company United. Coke United has been here in Birmingham since 1902, so it's a long-standing existing company with more than 700 employees in the area. They are looking at constructing a new headquarters and distribution facility on what is the old Stockholm Valve site in Birmingham. Many of you might know where that's at, but it's close to the airport. The site itself has a number of challenges, specifically related to the brownfield conditions of that site from previous uses. So Coke is facing a fairly significant infrastructure cost in getting that remediated. The project itself will create 50 new jobs, and I believe right now the capital investment sits at $335 million now. Okay. This has been a long-standing project. I was actually looking through some old notebooks the other day and found my original notes from July of 13 when we had our first meeting on this project. So you can see Cook has been dedicated to trying to find a way to make this site work, and have been working on it for a very long time. At this point, I would like to introduce Hafiz with Coke. He'll come up and say a little bit about the project.
Good morning, President Pro Tem and Commissioners. Appreciate the opportunity to be here. My name is Hafiz Shandwala with Coca-Cola United. As Jeff mentioned, we've been working on this for some time now, but what I'd like to say is that the county has been at first Coca-Cola bottler in the United States. We are the second largest privately held business in the state of Alabama. We plan to service both the Southeast markets with pride of our brands and our people, and we certainly want to continue to service the Birmingham area, the Jefferson County area, and this facility will support and stretch out to support our facilities in Oxford, in Coleman, and in Tuscaloosa. It will really have a regional impact for us, so thank you again for that support. We have in the area, and we are going to retain those in the city. We have 50 new jobs that we are proposing for this site, and we will look to continue to service our communities, provide support for our associates, provide job training. We have a process called Culture of Learning, where we are implementing certification of our associates at every level, and we will need, the new jobs will come from various departments. We have a CDL school on campus. We have other needs beyond CDL driving. We will have folks that need to work in our warehouse, folks in our office, and sales jobs, merchandising roles, administrative roles, support roles, etc. throughout our organization that we will need to have job training for, as well as support for throughout the time that they have careers with Coke United. So we look forward to being here another 122 years, supporting this community, supporting the county, supporting the state, and really appreciate, on behalf of Coke United, all of our associates, our board of directors, we really appreciate the county, both you as individuals and as a commission, to support our efforts to develop this site. And I'll hand it off to Stan Huntington, who's going to give you a little more detail about the site, its specifics, the building, etc.
So Stan, well,
Yes, the question.
I want to hear more about the one employee and one you.
I'll send you a video. It's a really great story. 1902, borrowed $12,000, bought the Birmingham franchise. Mr. Johnson relocated his family from Chattanooga to Birmingham, had one employee and a mule named Burr, and got started bottling Coca-Cola in Birmingham.
Wow.
And here we are 122 years later, standing on his shoulders and everybody that came before us, and we certainly want to set this up for the next 122 years. We think this corporate campus It's, I would say that we would view this as a gateway project. So, coming in from the airport to downtown, you'll see it on the left-hand side. Coming to the airport from downtown, you'll see it on the right-hand side. The elevation of the property will be such that, and the building itself will be such that it'll be very visible from the interstate, as well as when you're flying into the airport or out of the airport.
You got a beautiful park right across the
We
roadway
do.
from where you'll be.
We do. Pat Park, is that?
It is.
Pat Park, yeah. Beautiful park. Certainly hope to partner with the folks that are taking care of that park to provide additional support around that area.
Say Coca-Cola would ever have any kind of museum or anything out there for children, the ones that might be in the park and come over there, find out about the industry.
You know, we'd love to have that opportunity. Certainly, our plans will evolve over time. So to the extent that we can incorporate something like that, we'd love to. I don't know that we have that in our plans today, but we'll certainly take that under consideration. We will have, Stan will talk about this, we will have a verticue system in the warehouse, which will be a semi-automated picking system that will support our warehouse operations and allow us to elevate the warehouse associates to higher level skill sets in doing the work that is done in a traditional warehouse. Today, you have to manually pick an order and stack it on a pallet to then be loaded on a truck. So you think about all the manual bending and lifting of heavy beverage products to be loaded out every day. This verticue system, which we've implemented in other markets in the southeast, will allow for a lot of that to be semi-automated in a way that will allow our associates to oversee the process rather than having to be as physically involved in the process. So we'll be able to upskill our staff to address the needs of the equipment and the machinery rather than having to do so much physical labor, which will be good as well. So it's a good opportunity for them to learn new skills.
One last question. Are you really as nice as you seem like you are?
Well, you can tell the group.
No, my wife can. I vividly remember the day 20 years ago, when I walked out in my front yard, and my wife said, you know, why can't you be as nice as Sophie?
I was gonna say that, I'm really excited about the footprint that you all are doing. I think back to when Adams, was here, and, initially, the concern was being landlocked and not having the ability to maybe even stay here. And look at where you are today. And so when I saw the excavation of all of that land going backward, and obviously I could see it going to 10th Avenue North, and the community is excited, everybody is excited. The more important part is that we, as a governmental component, that we are doing what we need to do to ensure that it's successful. No project is a project except it's properly funded. And so you all have stepped up. I'm glad that you mentioned that about the museum. One of the things that I talked to Mike Succo about, which is perfect for Mike to be in the position that he's in, that which he's willing to do, is have some of our workforce development coming through the Coca-Cola plants in Tiny and maybe Jefferson State Community College, putting those things together. And more importantly, having our students to be able to tour over in the Atlanta bottling company, or Coke United, so that they can have the opportunity to see all of the different technology that you all are now utilizing in order to get your product out faster. So I think this is wonderful. This is great. And I want it to be duly noted that this commission has been very proactive, not reactive, but proactive in making sure that projects such as this are funded to the degree that it warrants. So $2 million to offset some of your construction costs. I think that's good. And I'm glad all of us as governmental entities have come together to support what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a great day.
It is. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you. employees.
Thank you, sir. And give others.
Yeah, absolutely. Stan will give you a little more detail about the site and the building and that type of thing. He's gonna build it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hafiz is a very nice guy till the time you ask him for $337 million. So it has been a while on this journey, and as Hafiz said, Jefferson County has been with us all the way. The site is 105 acres approximately, and Hafiz mentioned it's a brownfield site. It's been enrolled in the voluntary cleanup plan with ADEM. All of those I's have been dotted and T's crossed. And there is structural challenges in the soil and such, but Coke United, as Hafiz said, has been here 122 years. We plan to be here more, so that investment was made to stay in this facility. It gives us room to grow. And Hafiz also said you'll be able to see it from the interstate and from the air. So it's going to be a beautiful gateway into the city. The facilities on site will be 6 buildings, a total of 532,000 square feet. The most remarkable will be the office building portion, which is 150,000 square feet. And then the warehouse is 300,000 square feet. Then there'll be some auxiliary building for fleet and vending, our classic food operation, and then a gate and a security. So it will be, 532,000 square feet is a lot. The warehouse, as Hafiz said, will be equipped with what's called a VertiQ system. It's an order building system, semi-automatic. It's the latest technology in warehouse and picking. It not only takes a lot of the labor away from our associates and what they're doing, bending and picking and writing pallet jacks in the warehouse, but it also provides a better order for our customers because there's more accuracy. Our customers are happy. Our associates are happy because they're not doing that 100% manual work. It's not easy, even with the semi-automatic, it's not easy, but it gives some relief. But it also gives, as was mentioned, it gives more opportunity for progress within the warehouse operation itself. It's not just a pallet jack. Now you're interfacing with computers and technology of how the system operates and software and things like that. So it gives a path even within the warehouse for our associates in case they don't want to go up through other areas of our business. So $337 million, it's a lot, but it's good for Coke United. I believe it'll be a good gateway, as Hafiz said, for the city and the entrance coming in or out. So we're excited about it.
Any questions? One question I had, how many acres of brownfield were y'all remediating?
105.
Have you ever seen brown or brownfield when they had the result of the foundry we had out there for many decades?
I have not. So some of our engineers who come from Concord, New Hampshire, and Shoal Engineering, who's fantastic partners, and Bate in town, the things that we are dealing with, without the team we have gathered, and I mean us in this room and everything. David Whitliff is one of the guys who's done work all over the world, and we sit down and talk a lot. Without this team, this project would be near impossible. But with this team, as complex as it is, nobody can stop us. So we thank you very much for what you all have done and help us be a part of it for the next 122 years.
We thank y'all for improving the brownfield out there and being an asset, a true asset for another century in Jefferson County. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Ready to call for the question?
Unless there's someone else.
Well, I think it's interesting. I think Stock and Valve been around since the early 1900s too. So it's, at the same time, I guess Coca-Cola started. So that's interesting that, they got sold and they closed the facility and it sat desolate for
A long time.
a while. And so now you guys are going to be bringing it back to life, and that's an awesome thing.
And it's a number of issues you support out there, and judges, Anthony supporting that progress. I hate so
Mason's daddy works there, so.
But you all probably wanna go by there and see it. I mean, it's beautiful, just going toward the airport and you look over to the right-hand side, and it's like, it's coming. And, it
See
is,
how nice it is for all those people that live in.
oh, no question, we're grateful. We're grateful. Yeah, it's gonna be very transformative. They do have a long-term plan. I won't say too much of what you got going in the future, but they're partnering, even, I think possibly with UAB with some things that they're going to be bringing for the community. I mean, I think that not only is this taxpayers' dollars at work, the partnership where people can be able to see tangibles, that's the main thing. The community wanna know, do you care, not just do business with us, do you care enough to invest in us? And I think that that's what the Kingston community has already been privy to, and they were just waiting on all this to come together, so now it's together. You ready to call for the question?
Mr. Chairman, I move the item.
Second?
All right. A motion is second, all in favor, please call.
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed. Thank you. Welcome y'all to stay.
One step closer.
Yeah, let's have welcome. Thank you.
Hey, you'll see it again.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You wanna go ahead? It's, this board ain't in here.
Community development and youth services. I'll skip all the way down to the cost of community services personnel.
Good morning, Commissioners. We have 3 items for your consideration today. The first 2 are community grants through our CDBG program for Pathway, and the third being a construction project for a Rosedale. It's a sidewalk project that was approved through CDBG, so we can start construction on it.
I move 1, 2, 3.
And first and second, all in favor, say aye. And we have something from, that would increase for the district, and you cut off.
I move it.
Second?
And first and second,
It's the same thing.
yeah,
Yeah, we did it for Birmingham.
Yeah, we just.
We got the need to move.
and first and second, all in favor, say aye. And the other, is a hire, a new hire for Dana Carter's office.
I move it.
Second?
And first and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
2 minutes passed. Okay, Wayne, Rogers from the sheriff, representing the sheriff's office.
Yes, Commissioners, just want to let y'all know that we've just redone the UAB contract. It was just up for renewal. But there's one very important development I want to mention to y'all. Previously, we've only had a contract with UAB downtown Birmingham. So the Bessemer Division, we've had to have deputies or ambulances bring folks from the jail all the way to Birmingham. It's about even in a deputy car, even in an ambulance, it's about 20 minutes. So that takes deputy time away. We have to pay ambulances more. This contract changes that so that the Bessemer Division now uses UAB West Hospital rather than the downtown hospital. It should be a great development for our folks in Bessemer. Our Bessemer deputies are very excited about it because it's about a 6 or 7 minute drive instead of the 20-minute drive that they've had before. So that's the biggest change in this contract. Otherwise, cost structure is still the same. Everything's still the same. As y'all know, basically everyone we have to take outside the jail goes to UAB, and that's what this contract does, keeps that in place. But the main thing is we're making the Bessemer division folks go to UAB West now. So any other questions about that, Leah?
Is there a price increase because of the addition of UAB West?
There is not.
Okay,
Thank goodness.
good. Maybe I.
Second, even though it's for acknowledgement.
First, second, all in favor, say aye. Anything come from here? I have, 2 community grants.
Move items 1 and 2.
Second.
First, I have my community grants, all in favor, say aye. This is my report.
Ms. Gibbs?
Thank you, sir. Mr. Pro Tem, Public Works, Community Services, and Intergovernmental Relations Committee. No items under Board of Equalization. 1 item under Environmental Services. Do we have any questions as relates to this specific item? These are dealing with Sandusky and Vulcan TS upgrades. Any questions as relates to that?
Move item.
All right, it's been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. No items under General Retirement, Human Resources, Compliance, Personnel Board, and we have 1 item of new business. Mr. Pro Tem, at this time, is it possible I can present it, or how would you like to proceed?
Yeah, you can present.
All right, thank you, Mr. Pro
Do I
Tem.
have a motion for item of new business
Move
consideration?
for item of new business consideration. Any second?
Second.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded. I'll vote for it. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I know you get started, it's hard to stop.
No, stop.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Okay, so, this item of new business is about Penny Foundation. We already have an existing contract with them. And so this item is to increase the amount for, their programming that they are providing. If you have any questions, you all can answer it, but we've already had a contract previously approved. We're just increasing the amount. Sure, absolutely. Yes, ma'am. She wants to see it.
Because I didn't have anything for it.
So, and the funding source is our district.
This is $200,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh.
And the source of those funds
Is our district funds, yes, sir.
and we already have a contract with this.
And not only do we already have a contract, we want to make sure that it went through the system properly. And so at the time, the county manager's office had already sent out the agenda. And because it had already been amended or corrected, we had to wait until today because of the fact that it had already been printed and submitted.
This is for, I think it says cultural HBCU.
The services that they're already providing. And then, of course, our attorney, Ms. Shauna Smith, has been working with us on it, and, stuff.
All right. So, do we have a motion for adoption of the item?
Move item.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Very good.
Thank you, sir.
All right. That concludes your report.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Bella, would you do Mr. Stevens? Agenda for us, please.
All right. President Stevens.
I'll move 1 through 13.
Second.
I have a little bit of a question, but I can talk about it.
All right, motion second, all in
On what?
Second.
County attorney.
On county.
Yeah, we're pulling item two, her request of the county. So, we have a motion and a second.
You gonna carry? You can carry it, but.
Isn't that right?
Aye.
We would like to pull item 2.
I move 1 through 4, pulling item 2.
Second, but I do have a question. Karen, what exactly, it seems as though, tell me a little bit about this anti-violence program.
Well,
If you don't know,
I don't know, I'd have to get the district attorney to give me some information, I can email you though.
so what was the funds that we applied?
Commissioner was to support the victim advocates and another program called Reset for the DA's office.
And there's no additional funds, just to send the time.
No, I get it. Tell me a little bit about the reset program.
Victim services, which is a department within our office, any person affected with crime in the system goes through that department to help assist us with either, all sorts of things. Just the court system is really, they're the ones holding the hand of that victim through the court system to help them navigate it, because, just the average lay person or citizen, if you're unaffected by the court system, it's very overwhelming. So they're there as their advocate to take them to court, to offer resources and what have you.
Thank you. Thank you for educating. Right, witness. Ready, Carrie? You already did it. Okay, thank you.
No different from public information office, Mr. President.
Move items 1 through 2.
I do have a question here. We'll come back to it if I may. Yeah, sure. We got 1 through 4 moved over the other.
Yeah.
Aye.
So I said second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Going back up to the county manager, Mr. Chairman, on item 3, amendment to resolution for incentives for proposed Home Center and Hallmark District. Our guests are here from Hallmark, but that should read resolution to amend deadline to secure funding in the amount of $80 million by May 31st. Is that still a good day?
Did,
80 million by November. Yeah.
let me ask a question. It has nothing to do with this resolution, but it does have something to do with the Hallmark district.
Okay, can we make the correction first?
Oh.
If that's okay, Mr. Chairman. We passed it, but we just need to make that additional change. So I make a motion to make the change.
Second.
Motion and second to amend item 3. Any questions? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you.
And this will be all for Commissioner President students.
I think she had a question.
I got a question about the bill that was passed on the board appointments. What did they find? Because I know they made some changes in the state.
They made several changes.
Yeah, but why the correct bill never came back to us? But they added some board members, or took some people they had appointments that didn't have. It was some changes made, because I was listening
One
to.
by the government.
See,
And I can't remember exactly.
Can we get it? Because they never did send it to us.
I have sent y'all a copy.
But they changed it. Why never get a copy of it when they change it. I'm just saying, if it goes down there, we sent it down at one way, and if it's coming back another way, we can get it.
Well, there's a lot of things happening in the legislature where right, it went back and forth.
Yeah,
It was
I know
kind of
5 or
a
6.
sticking point at one time, so, but the final version is what it is in the past. And if we got it, we'll get it to you.
Because this will be ran similar to the civic center, right?
Ran similar to.
I'm talking about like the civic center board.
I think that's kind of not exactly apples and apples, I think it's apples and oranges.
Because the civic center board is appointed by, some are elected and some are appointed
Right.
based upon elected officials, but as I understood it, the final version that passed regarding this project, was that I think that even the Senate or whatever one, the state wanted to have representation based on this project.
Yes, but the governor wanted to have some, that is colleges they appointed.
Yeah, the HBCU, Dean of Agriculture.
It was about 5 changes.
7. Yeah, I think there's 7 board members.
Yeah, it just,
We need that representation.
Yeah,
Like I
we
saw.
should get.
they might have cut that out, you know, because I'm talking about, because it's not where we can see, it was just changed. And if I hadn't been listening to the meeting, I wouldn't have known, is what I'm saying.
Okay, so.
I would like a copy.
Y'all have a copy we just forwarded to you.
All
Latest passed bill.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I think this money too, this is a really good thing.
We're embarking on a lot of big projects.
Right, all right. This one was getting close to dying in the legislature, so I know you were the head of the County Commission Association, you helped get shifted through the legislature, and I appreciate you too.
Well, it's very important to Jefferson County, and I think all our delegation realize that. And Jay Shelby, Russ Smith, they all went to bat for us, and it was a good thing. And even Mary Moore was out there touting, so my buddy Mary.
And Commissioner Knight, thank you and the, I guess the Hallmark Cooperative Guiding District, Guiding Master Plan Architect from Oklahoma that does these things, and we met with them 2 full days last week, and they really know what they're doing. They got a great vision, and they're putting it together on paper now. It's gonna be great for families and kids of all over the state, and I'm super excited as well. Thank you for getting that
It's
done.
gonna be an entertainment piece if we do it right.
Well, they will do it right. And it's gonna
You
be,
know.
it's gonna be great, and it'll be jobs, it'll be jobs, yeah.
Yeah, when I say right, I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm talking figures.
In Jefferson, North Jefferson, it'll be good for them, it'll be economic development, it'll come around it. Be a great educational opportunity for all the kids in Jefferson County that they can go into it. And so, we're excited about it, we're ready to go. You know,
We're
it's.
making money off of it, ain't
Huh?
we? We're making money off of it.
Yes.
So, okay, so I think that, it would be great, especially being that they are talking about the funding of 2 major projects. Obviously, you know, with that, with Coca-Cola being the largest, Jeff and I were talking about this, so Jeff and I were talking about the largest, development, that we've had in the county. And then here you have this Hallmark piece, nobody tells your story, you have to tell your own story. So I'm asking if you can direct Ms. Helen, who does amazing work, if we can make sure that we're getting the word out there in terms of our level of commitment. There's one thing when these projects request money, it's another when we're delivering taxpayers' money back to them in a way that they can see it. So if we tell our story as soon as possible today, then that would be great. And that's the sound bite, because at the the end of the day, that's all that you're gonna get when it comes from media, and they, that's what we do, but nevertheless, we tell our own story. And eventually, I'd love to see, from your office, an overall plan of some of the things that the county has engaged in, over the past year or two, to show, where we've been, what we've done, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And that's how, I still say we didn't get the publicity we should have gotten, with the refinancing of those bonds, because at that time, our brother Nick Saban decided that he was going home. So nobody really cared about the super bonds at that point, right? But they care now. So I think that would be great, for us to put something together collectively. I think, the commission and your office and staff have been really doing a superb job, and it's our job to tell a story.
Thank you, yes, ma'am, we'll get that.
And then, this farm center is, how they said that this Coca-Cola project's been in the works for years. So has this farm center. And it's been a lot of work done on that. And then COVID hit, and that kind of delayed some other couple of obstacles. But now it's gonna be here. We were one of the 4 finalists for the selection for the site. And we were chosen. And we're gonna make it happen.
I know Steve Adams had.
Steve Evans probably is happy. Doris, I mean, he was early on, he was, involved with Hallmark. And so, and it's like, as Cal said, that, basically we're a masterpiece. The Hallmark now is kind of a canvas, and what we're trying to do and what we're going to do is create a masterpiece out of that, or have one of the best farm centers in the country.
I was gonna say too, Carol, I think it would behoove us, considering this project, that we, partner with, Dr. Gonsolin, with our school board, and get these children bused out there, and give them that opportunity. And Dr. Gonsolin is open, to, doing some unconventional things in order to make our children more exposed. And I think too, especially over there in your area, even our baccalaureate program, I mean, I'm really excited about that, and we hadn't talked about it, Joe. The international baccalaureate program, I am so excited.
It's starting to be built.
Yeah.
It is. Right down the street, so,
And imagine what that's gonna do in Fulton there, the property value is gonna skyrocket over there. Now, that's why I'm saying about us busing our children over there, giving them that experience to go to that Hallmark farm.
well, that'll be down the road, and we're certainly gonna have many opportunities out there for many people to come and visit and participate. And, that'll be something that we can all be proud of. That iconic site as you're going on 65, it'll be right there, like I said. And the Alpha and others have taken their time, because sometimes you build things and you go, oh man, we should have put this there, but that's why we've got these professionals in here to say, hey, this is our plan, this is how it should look, this is how it's gonna work. So it's been a deliberate process, and very proud. We have Matt, Deborah here from Hallmark. Y'all for Farm Center, y'all want to say anything?
Yeah, I'm Matthew Durden with Alpha. Just appreciate the commission's support, all the work that's gone in behind the scenes for the last little over a year now since we chose this properties. And so, it's an exciting project, but it's a project for the state. That's what we keep saying. It's a statewide project that's just going to be located in Jefferson County, and appreciate the county's support, the state's support, and we're continuing to work with our corporate partners as well on finalizing this piece. But thank you, Commissioner Knight, for signing the Populous contract and having those people here last week.
Yeah. That's, the cooperative district did that. We thought that would be a very good investment. So it didn't pay off. So.
No, we live in the state.
All right. finance, Ms. Dixon.
Good morning, Commissioners. We have 7 items under finance: our unusual demand report, our encumbrance report, purchasing agenda report, and purchasing exception report. Do you have any questions on any of those items?
Do you have a motion?
Move the items. I'm sorry.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Under budget management office, we have our multiple staff development, individual staff development, and information items.
Do you have a motion?
Move that.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right. Board of registrars, we have a precinct location change at Miles College. We're going from the gymnasium to the French Activity Center. And this is due to the basketball schedule. So there's no interference. So do I have a motion on
Move the
that?
item.
Have a motion.
Yeah.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Don't have anything under,
Move items 1 through 4 under other business.
all right, have a motion. Second, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, one item that we're gonna have a presentation, Thursday, we're gonna have the Gospel, girls softball team here. And they just won the state championship again. So we're gonna have them come down and recognize them at our meeting on Thursday. General services, I wanted to say thank you again for the Center Point Courthouse, breaking in for the employees. It's really nice and they really appreciate it. So, all right, complete my report. Anything else? You have something else?
Yes, sir. We have one more item that we need.
Do what?
I want to vote on that emergency.
You wanted to vote on, you have a question?
On Rickwood.
Okay. And let me just explain what that is we did the amendment to the good dignity fund allocation. We initially had Rickwood at 100, Museum and County and Litter at 3,300. And what we've done is on Rickwood, instead of 100, it's gonna be 250 because we had all agreed to give something from our community fund, but instead of doing that, we're gonna just do 250 to Rickwood. And there's another item that's the Cal needs for holistic operation of the county software. And that's what we're going to allocate the net rest of the funds in that contingency fund for, and then the contingency fund will, that the money that we put in it will be deployed. So.
Let me ask this question. So, basically all we have is 400 plus remaining, is that from here?
Remaining,
I'm
No,
talking
there's-
from the last time we went in.
387.37.
So the 387.37 is gone.
Any other questions? All right, you have an item in your business.
I do.
Another item in your business.
Yeah, I do. Yes, sir. I always accept items in your business too, thank you. So, all right, so this, item here is for Juneteenth because of time sensitivity of it. Again, I want to remind everyone that it has gone through the system and, it did not make the agenda, so basically, in short, that's what it is. Oh, here it is.
Refuge in troubled times? Is that
Yeah.
Really?
Which we've already passed in Simula, from, District 2. But bottom line is that they had an ask, and so we wanted to make sure, and we have provided you that everything has been checked off. So this is not a new organization to the county.
What do they do?
Well, basically, they're going to be, putting on the Juneteenth festival with Juneteenth. Okay, you got it.
So this is a festival.
And it's an educational enrichment program. And if you have any questions, Sean will look at
All right, second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right,
Will that?
have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right.
Thank you.
All right, well, anybody else got anything to come before the commission this morning at this time? If not, prepare to hold your peace. What you got?
Just let everyone know that Spotlight Jefferson County will start tomorrow, 7 o'clock, WJLD, 94.1 FM,
Say that again.
94.1 FM.
And this is Spotlight Jefferson County.
Spotlight.
Who's our first guest?
Bertram and Smith Sweet. James. And I want to just thank my office and the commissioners for approving this, and this is being funded out of District 2 community funds.
So what time did you say?
7 o'clock, 7 to 8.
All right, anything else?
Just as information, Commissioner, another bill was passed that separates the Board of Equalization from the appraisal department. So we'll be coming back to you all to update how that board's set up in the near future. Sean, and that kind of thing.
Ms. Hyde will be going as the department head of appraisers.
Yes.
And then we'll have to figure out how we're going to do the new board. And because there's certain qualifications rather than the law. And when will we need to be doing that? Anything else? All right, motions,